Hey punters, loungers, Wanganui is the feature race meeting of the weekend. It's going to be heavy, which is not going to be ideal, but Jason Tarn, the 2-year-olds are here, the babies are here, and it's actually some pretty cool trials form around them. Market for the first 2-year-old race for the season sees, believe it or not, I'm not making this up, a son of Rios in Sci-Far as $1.80. He can scoot, but he's got the worst draw in one of our shortest races.
It's a race that I always find trappy to an extent. I was keen on beast mode last year and went belly up, or it might have even been a couple of years ago now. I'm that vague. Dash is at $8.50. I'm happy to have a small spec on Dash. It's got more speed, I think, as shown in the trial.
Inside barrier, comes from a barn where they jump and run, but I really like Sci-Far. I can just see it getting up outside the lead or even scooting to the lead. Looks very professional, and I think it'll win. $1.80 is probably no great spoil. Far more exposed form in the second on the card, and this market's interesting for me, Jace, because I think Platinum Veloz is a horse who's competed at a very high level, and most of these haven't. And the $6 and $2.10, 59.5 at J. Riddell's in the saddle, so there's not a lot of dead weight there. I thought they've overpriced it.
Looks a good each-way bet, that's for sure. I think conversely, I'm quite keen on Miss Lizzie, but $3.60 is as short as you'd want to take for a horse that has been right there without punching through on more than one occasion.
That could be each way either, but I went win because I marked at 3.8. Hadn't seen that market before. Now it's $6.
That is an each-way price,
maybe
isn't it?
each way, and you just, yeah. One of the best races of the day, and there's about 4 good races here as the third on the card, and we've had a look at this market earlier on the first call. I thought Art Deco was the can't miss horse, as in it will be on the finish. 6 starts over 1,200 metres, 2 wins, 4 placings, but you can make cases for Scapolo on class, Shadows Cast on class, Hine on the trial, Red Sierra was good before Rickerton, Manhattan Street Maps to be on the speed. There's a lot of horses you can make cases for here. I just think whoever beats Art Deco will be the winner if in fact anything does.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you there. It's getting price right down to as short as you probably want to go because of a few of the unknowns of quite how forward some of those fresh up runners will be, and they might run well. But Manhattan Street, as you mentioned, I think maps well. Look, he's got a bit to find. Like, he's not there on ratings yet, but I like him back to 1,200 metres. You're getting $15 for a leader now. I think he'll lead anyway. I expect him to lead the race.
Tends to be advantageous.
So you're getting $15. So that's an each-way play for me. Don't go overboard, but have a play.
3-year-old fillies come out on the track for the O'Leary brothers, and this is always a good race, indicative of horses who may be chances in the 1,000 guineas. This is a race which, of all the races you'll see in the next month, matters most around the pattern. One favourite, London Express, is very good and can come from back in the field, is drawn 12. The other favourite, Peaceful, was nominated for the 1,000 guineas at Caulfield. It's a serious race. It's drawn 1. The inside plays well, good, good, good. Outside plays well, same thing, good, good, good. That was quite a young, childish thing to say. I think our viewers are probably over 18, to be completely honest. I'm going to watch the race and make a choice on my bet. I just don't know which way it's going to play, and I'll watch the first 3 races, Jace, before I decide how to bet.
So what that means is your units could actually flip.
Absolutely. I'm going to back both of them anyway because they're both Guineas class horses. I'm just not sure which one will be the saver and which one's going to be the bet. And I think the market will follow very closely. If the inside's off, Peaceful will drip. You?
At this juncture, I'm going like my haircut, gung-ho, and just saying London Express. From the wide draw will be suited because they'll go wide during the day. But as a guess, on previous pattern, it might be that the inside's okay, in which case I'd have to pull the reins a bit and wild cowboy, because what you say about Peaceful I completely agree with.
I think if I'm going to go to Subway tomorrow or Peter Pitt and buy something to eat, it may be during the next race. I looked at it and thought, wow, this is a really hard race to find the winner of. And I've actually come up with Charlie Horse at 7.5. I like Dylan Turner riding on wet tracks. I think he's a strong rider in those situations. Look, it's take your pick. The bookies have said, not really sure.
Yeah, look, I looked at it and I thought if you were going to back anything, I found a little bit of value on Wazuzu and Centre Attention for small specs. Yeah. That's if you want to be playing into race 5 and not eating.
I think Charlie Horse, and you can eat and play at the same time. You can watch the races on your phone.
True.
I think Charlie Horse each way. I just think it's a horse getting to 2,000 metres suits it, but I'm not sure I'll be jumping. 750 is fair enough, but look, yeah, some people like to eat and gamble. It could give you indigestion, I'm not sure. But maybe it's unsafe. The race, one of the other races of the day is for the middle distance horses, and gee, there's some old dogs for the hard road here. I've gone Samson, I think the 3 kilo claim, for a horse who's been in some serious dog fights and is now stepping up to a distance where it's on a track and a distance it's won. It makes sense, but I think the bookies have thrown this market up and said to you, look, you choose because we don't really know.
You choose will move
fair.
fast. I get the feeling that that's what will happen. Peso looks like one of the speed influences with You Want More. Strolling Vagabond should get a nice run. Duffers Creek. I also included Strolling Vagabond, so Duffers Creek and Strolling Vagabond.
Would you like to write that on in crayon?
Actually, if I had a white crayon, I would, but then I'd probably get into trouble and have to buy another $3,000 TV.
And look, they could have 4 more picks in this race. It's just a really tricky race, and the market reflects that. I'm splitting my bet. I think these horses are horses who will excel at the end of a hard 2040 around this track on a heavy 10. But yeah, again, it's a race with no obvious steer.
I think I have to assess my emailing and how I go about emailing my selections, and because there've been 2 drop-offs now. So
a lot of older people struggle with email. But anyway, we'll move on to the feature of the day. It's the Wanganui Guineas, and it's always a fantastic race. Sometimes it leads into Guineas further down the track, sometimes it doesn't. Well done to the HS Dyke family, Ubi Dyke family, for sponsoring the race. Botty's the rave horse. Everybody loves Botty. He's bred to be a good horse. He won well at Pukekohe. He is potentially going to Melbourne for the VRC Derby, but Atanatan is fit, has more experience and could jump and run. Once again, if it's a leader's track and the inside is good, it's probably doubtful this time of day. Atanatan could be really hard to catch. Botty, I think's the best horse, and you're going that way. I'm going with the map, and I'm not sure I'm right.
Well, the good thing about Atanatan is when it won at Awapuni, it led, but it found the right part of the track. Danielle Hiddeny found the right part of the track on him because of where she was able to navigate in front. So if the inside's off, it's certainly not a rule of line through it because of the fact that...
It can dictate the lines for the other horses. I mean,
Yes.
and it went to the trials after the race at Wanganui and bolted it. If you need to see those, go to loveracing.co.nz and you can watch all those trials on your phone.
I think they've sped up their website. It's working really fast at the moment.
I think
it's been a really good
far
upgrade.
better. Do you, how much time would you spend on that website a week?
Oh, I don't know, half a day. Half an actual 24-hour day, so 12 hours.
I spent 2 hours last night. It was not good for the relationship, to be honest. Last on the car. What's your...
Why do you think my head shaved?
This was a tricky race. Ironically, Kirkland's a maiden. So they've got a maiden in here at a rating 65.
And comes up rating quite well, and bookmakers have it favourite.
I found that just weird because it just doesn't happen very often. I'm not saying it won't win. I like the old Cougar because I thought won well here, then went to 2 races which were significantly stronger. It was all right. That race at Te Rapa last time was 5th. It's priced close enough to the mark, but that's unusual. A maiden as the fave in a 65 is not. You would see it twice a year, if that.
And I'm happy with Gordy's gesture on an each-way basis. Again, not a race that I can say that it's not the most confident I'm approaching a race. Or I didn't come out of it with a great deal of confidence anyway, having looked at it race number 8. But I'm happy to go each way on the 1.
Okay, don't forget tomorrow morning, just after 10 o'clock, the Punters Lounge kicks in live for the day. Updates on tracks, what's going to happen next, all that stuff. That was a preview of Wanganui Guineas Day. Good luck on the punt.